Hello guys and welcome to the first subscriber replays on my channel, the first commented subscriber replays. And I'll start off with a mouse game by Zubair123 on Normandy. Well, the mouse is pretty much my most hated tank at T10. I'll be excited to see what happens in this game. I haven't watched it before, so let's see how it goes. It's supremacy, so it should be easy to win if he has a good team, which I don't think he has. And he's going towards the middle, towards the crash plane, and that's a good idea because you can get map control early, and with the mouse you aren't really mobile at all. It's the slowest T10 in the game, so you have to position yourself in a smart way so that you can always shoot enemies and always trying to block damage without having to move across the map, because you simply can't. So the map is now pretty much almost completely in the control of the enemies, and yeah, there's pretty much nothing he can do in the mouse at this point. The enemy has 2 caps, so he has to try and either get kills or get into the caps, but now the enemy team is pushing on the D cap, so he has to go and support there. And being a mouse, having the highest hit point pool in the game, he can just go to the front line, angle his tank, and bounce every shot from the enemies. Now the E100 has been killed by the Waffenträger, but now the IS-8 is pushing in. He's trying to be aggressive, trying to use a G, but the IS-8 just has too much armor for that. And the mouse overall just has a pretty bad gun. I mean, the mouse isn't designed for shooting and killing enemies, it's designed for holding off pushes. It's designed to eat damage. So he's doing that pretty well at the moment. He has bounced a lot of shots, but he also did a lot of damage, because the thing about the mouse is, while you have a pretty weak gun, but it doesn't matter too much, because if you put the mouse in the right situation where all the enemies are in front of you and they most likely can't pen you, you still have the upper hand, because they will most likely need 4 shots to penetrate 1, while you can most likely take them out faster than that. So the thing about the mouse is just positioning. You basically have to play positions, because if you don't have any good positions, then you'll either never arrive and your team is dead before you can do anything about it, and then you're just gonna get swarmed, or you're just standing alone in the middle of nowhere and you get surrounded by the enemy team and you can't fight back because your gun's not the best, like I said before. But Zubair has done a really great job. He always had enemies in front of him. He played it really well. He angled his tank, and now it's a 3v1. Still, the enemy team has 2 cap circles and is ahead on points, but the enemy tank is a tank destroyer, so he will most likely not be able to get that much impact in as, like, for example, a medium could, because he just doesn't have the mobility to outplay the team. And it's a Waffenträger, so he also doesn't have any armor, which also doesn't really help. Nonetheless, the enemy Waffenträger takes out the allied Waffenträger, and now it's going to be a pretty close game, because if he does run away, the enemy team would still win on points. And rightfully, Zubair tells the T-54 to go cap A, which he does not do. But yeah, it's stand-up battle, so you can't expect anything from your teammates really. But yeah, the T-54 is trying to rush the Waffenträger, and Waffenträger is trying to get away, which is the right thing for him to do, because they're only on 900 points, so if they don't move quickly, he can still win. And it's getting really close now, and, well, being a mouse, he can't really do anything about it, and he doesn't have the speed. And now the T-54 goes down, and the Waffenträger is just dancing around the rock. And while he hits this HE shot, there's nothing he can do. The enemy's team's points reach 1000, and the match is over. Kind of a heartbreak here in the mouse, but he did all he could have done, and if it wouldn't be for the points, he would have actually won the match. Nonetheless, Go on, let's move on to the next one, and it is another German heavy and another tank I don't like. It is the E100 and it's on dead rail. And he is of course going towards the lower side of the map. There's no point climbing the hill with an E100. And he's going towards the middle, trying to... No, he's not. He's actually going all the way down, which I would have expected from an E100 player, because the gun depression on it is not so great. So he's trying to get through if he isn't getting blocked by all his teammates. And the T-30 is just like saying, nope, that's my way. But yeah, he gets through in the end. And it seems like there's nobody there from the enemy team. Well, there's one. There's an ST-1 and he doesn't know what he's doing. And he's almost dead. He's trying to hide behind the house, but his days are numbered. And he's pretty much the only one that's spotted right now, except for the medium in the top right corner. So there's nothing to focus on really. And there is another tank right in the middle, the IS-8. He's having his ass turned to the E100 as well. That is played by Nameless, by the way, the clan leader of Eras. So this another one spotted actually. So there are a lot more tanks here than first expected. And there's a Tortoise. While it has a lot of DPM, it doesn't withstand a snapshot like that from an E100. Anyways, this group of three, the T-30, E100 and the IS-8, just trying to advance through. He kills the IS-8. Now everyone's unspotted, so it's not clear where they are. But the E100 is kind of a mixed bag, because on the one side it doesn't have a good armor as the Mouse, and it has a good gun. It's good, and that's it. It has a lot of alpha damage. It's not really the most accurate. The penetration is okay. It's not the best for a tier 10 heavy tank, but you can definitely take it. Nice shot into the grill, and there you can see the E100 has good armor. It's not the best. It's not as good as the Mouse's. Still good. But yeah, Nameless is already down to half health, which is not really good in the early stages of this game. And he kills the ST-1 somehow. I don't know how that happened, but yeah. Let's move on. He's trying to push into this spawn where all the TDs are camping, which isn't that bad of an idea. Tortoise taken out with HE. So now, there is the E100 there. And he is dealt with. Now the grill. HE. Easy kill. No problem with that. Now there's only 2 tanks left on the enemy team. It's a 5v2, so it should be one, pretty much. This is not like an intense game like the last one, but it just demonstrates how good the E100 or super heavies like the Mouse or the E100 in general can be if you put them into the right situation. However, that doesn't happen too often. So you can't really expect a game like this to happen every time. Anyways, he's on 4 kills. There's 2 enemies left. So let's see what he can still do with this. And of course now it's hard for him to hunt down the remaining 2 mediums, because as an E100 you're not the fastest tank in the game. You're definitely not. You're one of the slowest, and the mediums on the enemy team, while they're not the most mobile, they can still outrun him by miles. But let's see how this game goes. He's going towards the cap circle. So a good way to secure this game would be just cap the base, try and force them out. Because if they keep running for the rest of the game, then it could end up in a draw. Anyway, the pattern is spotted, and Nameless is going right for him. Now the E50 is also spotted, so he knows where all the 2 enemies are, and he's just trying to kill them now, because 5k damage, the game is pretty much won. There's nothing that those 2 can do now. They don't really have any chance to win the game. He's trying to aim at the E50. It's a really difficult shot to hit, but he does. German tanks are pretty much known for their accuracy, while this gun is not really the best. It can still hit some crazy shots. Of course, now the M46, he doesn't have a chance. And he is dead. There you go. Now there's only the E50 remaining, and he's driving right towards him. And I don't know what he's trying to do here, but there's no way he can pin him from the front. And while the E50 is pretty good at ramming, there's no point in ramming an E100 because you lose more HP. Anyways, he's just sitting in front of him, bouncing off shots. And Amos just waits for the reload. But the T-30 steals the kill. But yeah, 7,000 damage in an E100. That's a pretty good result. He carried the team, and yeah. Thanks for watching. If you want to send me any replays, do so on Discord, and bye.